There's something about cozy management games that just scratches my brain just right. Maybe it's because I get to play little puppet master with everything, or I can just freely decorate or just completely zone out with their really repetitive loops while I'm pretending that I am a money making genius. Whatever it is, these games have me completely hooked like nobody's business. In this video, I'm diving into 5 of my all-time favorite cozy management games. I'll break down what makes each so darn addictive and help you figure out which one might be your next obsession. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have Traveler's Rest. You're put into a medieval fantasy world to run a tavern where you'll be brewing ale, cooking hearty meals, serving quirky travelers, and checking out your inn to make it the coziest tavern in the town. What sets this game apart is that it's got that cute, warm pixel art that I absolutely adore. And unlike typical management games that rush you with timers or just harsh penalties, Traveler's Rest leans into a more slower, intimate grind. Your tavern grows bit by bit, and every little upgrade feels very personal. I genuinely think that this is an amazing management game because it nails the balance of hands-on tasks like chopping the wood or brewing your own ale with a nice progression. The loop of gathering resources, crafting goods, and serving customers feels rewarding without being overwhelming. And the drive to make more money keeps me coming back for more. My favorite thing about this game, hands down, is when some loudmouth comes into my tavern and tries to badmouth my place, so I will just chase them around and smack them with my broom. It's the best kind of petty revenge that just cracks me up every time I play. So if you're into Stardew Valley's slower pace or running a medieval tavern without the real world mess, this one is definitely for you. Second on my list is 2 Point Museum. You're a curator of a wacky museum in the 2 Point universe. Think 2 Point Hospital, but with fossils and cursed artifacts and a couple of fishies. You'll build exhibits, manage staff, and keep visitors entertained while dealing with bizarre happenings like haunting relics or fainting guests. What really sets this game apart is it's got a fun, cartoonish charm and a constant stream of slapstick humor. Think exhibits coming to life or kids just running around. Unlike most management games that focus on profit or efficiency, 2 Point Museums thrives on the chaos and the personality. The gameplay really encourages your creativity in how you design your museum, and the visitor antics add a layer of unpredictability that just keeps things fresh. I think it is an amazing management game because it blends your traditional management stuff like budgeting, staffing, with some pretty absurd challenges, like calming down a ghost or fixing a broken dinosaur skeleton. My favorite thing about this game is I loved figuring out how to boost my guests' happiness and just making the perfect exhibits. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so normally I'm not huge on decorating just for the sake of things looking cute, but with this game, it gave me a real purpose, like making people smile or upping your museum's rep, and that totally hooked me. So anyone who likes management games with a little side of chaos, or you just want to build a museum, this game is definitely for you. Moving on to the third game on this list is Spiritfarer, which I have been heavily obsessed with this game for the past couple weeks. You play as Stella, a fairy master for the spirits, guiding them through their final moments before the afterlife. It's got crafting, farming, and boat building as you sail across a stunning world, helping spirits with their last wishes, like cook their favorite meals or fixing their old grudges. What really sets Spiritfarer apart is it feels like a watercolor painting come to life, soft, glowing, and a bit bittersweet. Unlike typical management games that are all about optimization, this one has an emotional pull to it. The game weaves in light resource management like growing crops or mining ore with storytelling, so every task feels like it's for someone you care about, not just a checklist. I think it is an amazing management game because it just makes management feel more meaningful. Every crop you grow or room you build on your boat ties into a spirit's story, giving your actions weight. The balance of mundane tasks and heartfelt moments create a rhythm that's both grounding even when things get emotionally heavy. My favorite thing is I loved going through the story and helping out all of the characters in this game. I especially enjoyed when I had to make their custom homes and feed them and just give them a hug every day. That was just so sweet. So players who crave a mix of management but also want a pretty solid story and aren't afraid to shed a tear or two, then Spiritfarer is definitely for you. Now, fourth on the list, we have Go-Go Town, where you're the mayor of a rundown town in this bright, chaotic sim tasked with rebuilding it into a thriving community. Think laying down roads, plopping buildings, and keeping residents happy. What really sets Go-Go Town apart is its burst of color and energy. Just think of all the neon signs, dancing people, and just a bouncy soundtrack that just keeps the mood lighthearted. Unlike your typical management games that can feel really sterile or just overly serious, Go-Go Town leans into a more carefree and goofy vibe. The gameplay stands out with its focus on the mobility. You can zip around on a scooter or a skateboard to get stuff done, and the constant stream of quirky resident requests keeps it really light. I think this is an amazing management game because it's got all the city building depth that you want, like balancing resources, planning layouts, but with a charm that makes even the grind feel like a party. The tasks pile up fast, but the playful chaos keeps you smiling instead of stressing. My favorite thing about this game is I loved being able to lay out my town however my heart desired and hiring people to help me gather my materials. That really helped the game feel less overwhelming and let me just focus on the fun stuff. So if you enjoy city builders that's less intense but packed with personality, or anyone who just loves a bit of organized chaos in their cozy games, this game is definitely for you. Now, last but not least, we have Potion Craft, where you're a medieval alchemist running a potion shop, mixing brews for customers using a mystical alchemy map. You'll grind herbs, stir cauldrons, and haggle with quirky town folks who need everything from love potions to invisibility elixirs. What really sets Potion Craft apart is it's got its hand-drawn storybook aesthetic with a muted palette that just feels like you're flipping through an old grimoire. The gameplay is slower and more tactile than most management games that I have in this list, where you're physically dragging ingredients around a map to craft potions, which feels almost like a mini puzzle. It's less about rushing to meet demands and more about savoring the process, like you're actually in the shop yourself. What makes this an amazing management game is the alchemy system is so unique. You can experiment with different recipes to hit specific effects, and trial and error feels rewarding instead of frustrating. Plus, managing your shop's reputation and haggling with the customers adds a little personal touch that makes every sale feel like a mini victory. My favorite thing about Potion Craft is I got totally into the sound effects of smashing the plants in the mortar and pestle. It's just so satisfying. And then traversing the map with different ingredients to find the perfect potion was such a unique way to help keep me engaged. Now, this game is for anybody who loves tinkering and experimenting, or just want to channel their inner witch while vibing with some ASMR-worthy potion brewing sounds. Now, that wraps it up for my top 5 cozy management games. Games like these always bring me so much joy and have me hooked for hours on end. Have any of these piqued your interest, or do you have any other cozy management games you would like to add to this list? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more cozy gaming content. So until next time, happy gaming.